Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna introduce my three engineering friends. They all Thinkpad laptops. I'm an electrical programmer working in industry area. The Thinkpad laptops are really handy for me. So I will introduce why I think they are really handy and really convenient for me. These three laptops, the first one that is a Thinkpad T430. It's a really old one, almost 6 or 8 years, but it's still useful and it's still working perfectly. Later I will introduce why I'm still using that. And second one that is using in my daily job, that is a Thinkpad P51. And this one is the recently just bought not too long. This is a Thinkpad P53, and this is really powerful. I really like it. And so, as you know, I think the Thinkpad workstation P50 to P53, this 15-inch laptop is really popular in my working area. And then I will introduce why they are really popular. You know, as an electrical programmer or electrical engineer, most of the time we have to working on site, and some features of this laptop design, they are really handy. So my first friend, that is a Thinkpad 430. So you know, this is a little bit old one, but the design of this laptop is really classic. The key reason I'm keeping using that's come from the two reasons. One is this laptop is still supporting one called Express card. You can install the Express card in this from this slot. And another reason is this laptop is still supporting this extension drive, because from Thinkpad T families, after the T430, they no longer support DVD drive here. So as I know, the T430 is the last one in T families supporting the DVD drive here. I already changed the DVD drive to this extension slot, extension drive case. There is a key here. If we lose this key, push it. So this is one case you can install the drive. So what I'm using is a 500 HD drive here for storing project files in here. And the battery, you can change this battery very easy here. Yeah. So this laptop has a 2 slot in here. If you want to change or add upgrade your RAM, just take off these 2 screws and use a Phillips screwdriver and take it off and upgrade your RAM. It's very easy. And from the Thinkpad families, there are a couple features. What I'm thinking is pretty helpful if you are a beginner in this industry area. I highly recommend the Thinkpad could be a very useful laptop for you. Let me summarize some features what I'm thinking. So the first one is the tracking point, which is very useful. So because you know, when we work on site, there's no enough room allows me to put my right hand here to use the mouse. So when we work on site, it's pretty mobile. So we have to, most of the time I need to use a tracking point, because you know, when you program, so when you use this tracking point, you do not need to let your fingers go back and forth, because if you use a touchpad here, your fingers need to move. This is the first one. And second feature, that is the light here. So you know, it turned on this light, we just hit the function and hit the space, it will turn on the light. So if you work in a dark area, and this light can provide a very light for your keyboard. For the workstation P series, the light coming from a keyboard is pretty nice. It's not bright to your eye. And this is the second feature. The third feature is we know that ThinkPad, usually this right side is really wide. So especially for the workstation, so their right side is really wide. If your right hand, there's no enough room to put your mouse, you can put your mouse in this area. You know, the famous software, they all providing drag and drop. So using the mouse can program high efficient. So the next feature, what I'm thinking is the upgrading your RAM, because those laptops, they all can be opened. Use a screwdriver like this laptop. We can take off the screw and upgrade your drive and RAM. So you know, in engineer area, so most of time we have to use a 203 system, or you have a host system and 203 virtual machine. So that means your RAM at least 16 gigabyte, or the more the better. Usually we need to upgrade your RAM to 32. That means 4 slot times 8 gigabyte. That's because your host might take 4 to 8 gigabyte, and one of virtual machine may take 8 to 16 gigabyte. So 32 gigabyte basically can support one host plus 2 virtual machine working at the same time. So the next feature, that is the drain water function. So you know, in the T series or workstation series, if you flip the laptop, you will find out there is one symbol shows like a keyboards plus a drop here. So this hole will allow the water coming out if the water, you draw the water on your keyboard. So you know, most of the time the laptop go fail. That's because we draw the water on the top of the laptop. And the next feature that I really like in this T series and workstation P51, so all their battery can be changed and can be exchanged. So you know, most of the time if we're working on site, there's no way to plug the AC power, connect your adapter to your laptop. Maybe the only time you can power up your laptop is lunchtime. So that means your laptop, firstly, battery need to support your laptop at least 5 to 6 hours. With this exchange function, so if you and your colleagues working together on site, and you know, sometimes in one project we have to allocate 2 people working there, and 1 people may be the main programmer, and second one have the role keep an eye on the machine or look around, give a hand to the main programmer. So that time the second people's laptop can be a standby. If the first guy's laptop batteries run off, they can exchange the next one very quickly. So this couple features I really like. In recent 2 years, the very famous laptop in industry area, that is Thinkpad P50, 51, 52, and 53. And P53, this is the latest one that released last year, September, I remember. And it's really powerful. But I really like this Thinkpad P51. Let me do a quick compare for that. So if we look at the surface, they are almost the same. So from this side, the P51 still support this DP port, and the right side, it has 2 USB port. But for this one, we can see that the P53, there are only 1 Type-C port here. So at the behind, this is a P51. So the P51 support, there are 2 USB port here, and this is the power supply, 1 Type-C Thunder port, and this is a HDMI port. And comparing with the P53, this is the P53, so there are 2 Thunder ports here. This is the power supply, and this is the Ethernet port. So at the back for the P53, there is no USB 3.0 port. P51 on the left side, there is no USB port here, but however, there is an express card here, extension slot. I really like this function. But for the Thinkpad P53, there are two USB 3.0 here, and the SD card slot and HDMI here. So we can see that for the Thinkpad P51, totally it has 4 USB 3.0 and just one Thunderbolt. But you know, in the industry area, USB 3.0 or USB 2.0 use a memory stick is still popular. So that's why I'm thinking the Thinkpad P51 is pretty handy. Because you know, if we're working on site, if you copy some file from a USB sticker A to another USB sticker, you have to use a 2 USB port. And your mouse still uses USB, so you have to take it off and plug the USB. So for the Thinkpad P53, sometimes if you're copying the file between the USB stickers or extension drive, sometimes it's not very convenient. But you know, this laptop has 3 Thunderbolt, so it's designed for a near future. And back to the Thinkpad 1, I really want to introduce a little more for the express card. So you know, in industry area, sometimes we have to communicate with some device. That device using RS-232 or some device use RS-485. Some protocol based on the RS-485. For example, Profibus DP or Siemens i7-300 protocol. But how we can use a laptop to communicate with those devices? You know, the latest adapter from Siemens, for example, they call the CP5711. That is one adapter similar size like this workstation adapter. Basically, the size is similar like this. So one port that is a USB, another port that can connect to the i700 controller. That connector that is RS-485 connector, but it's really big. And some old style, you are still using like this adapter. That is a Siemens CP5512, and this card need to work like this way. This is one adapter. Connect this card. And this side, you know, this is a really old style, and you can purchase one adapter like this, connect them together. And this side, that is a express card. So through this way, I can plug in this card, and this side, the laptop will. This is a purple RS-485 cable. So we connect this port, and this connector will connect to the controller. So this allows your laptop to use this existing adapter, communicate with a controller. Those adapters are really expensive and really handy by some special case if you need to communicate with the old style controller. That is a brief review. My 3 engineering friends. They are pretty handy. Track point help me a lot, and drill the water, a little bit of water, it's fine, no problem. And enough room for my right hand to put on here to do the programming. And there's enough room for me to add a second hard drive into your laptop. Yeah, that is for today. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumb up. If you like to watch more videos in my channel, please subscribe. See you in next video.